Yay! Okay, YouTube started. But fellas, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm BDiz. Very exciting game one. No Tail had a very impressive Devourer. Waiting to see what's going to come out of this game.
Hello, and I'm Asway, and I'm really hoping Binary Invasion brings it back and actually wins this game to bring it to the game 3.
That would be very epic and very awesome for us spectators. Yes, definitely. So, like the first kind of match that they had here for game number 1, it was very even. 1-1. We saw some really interesting kills, and the two tri-lanes butting heads and all that. But then, of course, we had the technical difficulties, and then the resume of that game was just a totally different mindset. We had such an aggressive MSI team with domination in the mid, the tri-lane winning out its lane, and even Pharaoh up top taking out Soul Stealer for the majority of the game. So it was very one-sided. MSI came out very strong there, but that was game number 1. That's why we're in game number 2. So Asway, sir, what do we got for the bans today?
We have Andromeda, Bombardier, Chipper, Dr. Repulsor, Gladiator, and Devourer. And the bans that aren't really surprising are the Andromeda, Devourer, and Gladiator. Seeing MSI dominate Binary Invasion with those 3 heroes, not too surprising that they're banned.
And to complement those, of course, Bombardier is something that MSI has been known now for as well. And the Dr. Repulsor, just a pretty standard ban. And Chipper, ever since his Tartos got nice and upgraded to that instant capability, he's also now out of the loop. So, BDiz, I mean, pretty good bans, you think? Would you have done something different compared to the last game that we just played?
These bans, little different from last game. They catered a little bit to the heroes that crushed them last game, which is kind of a trend you see in game 2 from the losing team. They tend to ban the heroes that they just got beat by. It's just kind of, the expected.
Okay, fair enough. So, not too surprising that, the people that beat them down the most, they don't want to work with them again. So yeah, not very surprising at all. We do have some picks now coming out, so Asway, would you take us through Binary Evasion's picks so far?
So far there's Vindicator, Pharaoh, and Bubbles. And I really like that Vindicator pick. I'm a big fan of Vindicator.
Well, the Vindicator was banned, if I recall, last game, simply because we did a little bit of digging. We saw an 11-1 score on a Vindicator by... Do you remember who that was?
I think it was Dreamwalker.
Let's check it out. Dreamwalker definitely went. Nope, not Dreamwalker. Who was it?
Really?
It definitely wasn't Lois here. Either way, somebody there went really heavy with the Vindicator. That's why she got banned. So we're going to see that Vindicator play here. Probably going to give it to the best Vindicator player that they have. Now, Pharaoh, I find this interesting. Pharaoh, was he the first pick? He was not the first pick, but he was also not picked there by MSI. As we know, very iconic Pharaoh play by Fresh Pro, and they kind of have it this round. So, wonder what he's going to do. What kind of idea do you think we're going to see for this Hellborn team here, BDiz?
Well, first I think they didn't take Pharaoh because Fresh had it in his heart to play Moraxis. He said he's got it right-clicked right now, and I know that he's been practicing with Moraxis a lot lately. So I'm very excited to see him play Moraxis. As far as what their lanes are going to set up to look like, I think they're going to run the tri-lane. Not sure if they're going to solo Hellbringer or Moraxis in the off lane, though. Because I know that No Tail is going to take Soul Stealer mid.
Yeah, that's probably a good assumption. Now, Moraxis is a fairly new hero to the scene, so do you think he is a very capable solo hero, or is he going to be very good in a tri-lane kind of idea? What would you run him as?
I personally think he's better side lane solo. Then again, we haven't tested him too much as of yet, so we might see him tri-lane or side lane solo. I don't really see him as that great of a mid solo though, because there's not enough chase room for him to throw those axes.
Okay, fair enough. Asway, what's your experience so far with the Moraxis in this game?
I really think it's going to try and go one-on-one against the Pharaoh. Because Pharaoh last game beat Soul Stealer in lane, so I don't think they're going to want to do that again. So they picked a hero that could, square off against the Pharaoh and actually do well.
Okay, so we do have now everything finished up. So BDiz, you want to flesh out kind of the master plan there for Binary Evasion?
Oh, their whole game plan revolves around Sandwraith. He is a very hard carry once he gets a Mock of Brilliance. Until then, he's not very strong. He's not very strong in lane, which is why they have two very good supports in Vindicator and Plague to babysit in the tri lane. And they've got Pharaoh and Bubbles, who are great gankers and roamers once they get their level 6 ultimates. So they're going to look to support him even more to get him that fast Mock of Brilliance.
Okay, fair enough. And what do we think we're going to do with the Hellborn in this game, knowing MSI and their typical playstyles?
You know, I thought they'd put more Axis in a solo lane, but they're probably going to tri-lane him now with Slither and Gladiator. And I am mistaken. They're going to tri-lane Hellbringer, Moraxis, and Lacius. Bottom lane, put Soulstealer mid with that Slither solo top.
A little bit of a role reversal for you there then. So, I mean, with Moraxis in a tri-lane, he is going to, I mean, I can only assume he's going to act akin to any kind of melee strength here, as in they want to get him the farm, and they want to land him the kills as well. He has taken his more axes, which I'm probably just going to call axes, because to avoid confusion. But, I mean, with that as a level 1 spell, is it very possible for him to grab a Bloodlust kill with two very supportive heroes such as the Hellbringer and Glacius, because they both slow as well? We even have a Soulstealer down here just for good measure, but is it very possible to get that Bloodlust kill if they happen to run into someone? Asway.
Yeah, it definitely is. The damage from the axes and the slow, especially at stacking, very, very good for chasing and getting kills.
Okay, fair enough. So, I mean, we do have MSI here. They set up here for the rune gank. Unfortunately, there's no one there. We have very strict hugging of the towers, but we do not see, at least yet, a tri-lane unless... Okay, no, Plague Rider's back in base, so he will be coming through the bottom. That will put Vindicator with a tri-lane with the Sandwraith. I mean, that's fairly evident stuff, and I do believe that BDiz did indeed call that. Bubbles middle, though. Well, I mean, between a Bubbles or a Pharaoh, which one would you throw there, BDiz?
I think Bubbles is a better mid against Soulstealer, although it is close. I just like Pharaoh in the off lane more than I like Pharaoh mid currently, because Bubbles can get a really good rune control before level 6, whereas Pharaoh really gets it at 6.
So, lane predictions for the mid then? It will be definitely in favor of...
I think No-Tail is going to win mid. His Soulstealer is very, very powerful, and I think he's going to win the lane.
I see someone dropping really quick. Who is it? It is that Hellbringer, as he took a lot of damage there. Now we do have, of course, the Sandwraith, a very heavy carry indeed in this lane. And now him up against a Moraxis. Do you think that's a good fit, a perfect fit, or a terrible fit? Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt that. Moraxis is here with the Vindicator, but he is not going to be able to stack that slow enough. I was not aware of the cooldown here on the Moraxis, but could have definitely easily been a kill. But yeah, Sandwraith versus Moraxis kind of set up their BDiz. I mean, is that like a good, or is that going to be kind of like a very standoffish, very offensive? Does either of them have a big advantage at this point?
Moraxis, he has one axe on an 8-second cooldown, so he's not going to be able to do much until around level 3, and then I think we'll start to see the Hellborn MSI's tri lane get extremely aggressive, if they still have the mana to do that, because Vindicator is pounding them with Sage's Lures right now, and he's really doing a good toll on their mana.
Yeah, we can't even blame that Vindicator was a counterpick to this, as he was picked up right off the bat. But, I mean, up against heroes like this, I mean, yes, you're going to be able to drain their mana, make them use their spells, but, I mean, Moraxis taking more axes, it's only a 30 mana cost, so it's pretty easy to avoid that Sage's Lore drain, whereas if you're, for example, a Devourer, I mean, that mana hook is a lot of mana. So, I mean, I really do think that the tri-lanes here are nicely set up. But, I mean, right now they're kind of just going back and forth. Nothing too huge. I mean, there goes the Sage's lore as they're going to throw out all their skills. I don't quite think Sandwraith is in any danger here, but Moraxis might be in danger as they're focusing him. He is kind of beefy, though, 682 hit points. He must have a good, decent amount of armor to go through all of that. But as we wait for a first kill to occur, I mean, how are we doing up top, Asway? Like, kills, creep kills, creep denies. Who's winning up top, and who would you expect? Like, is it an expected result?
Slither's actually dominating top lane with 13 creep kills and 4 denies against Pharaoh's 6 creep kills and 0 denies. I'm not too surprised that the Slither is winning the lane. His wards are definitely helping him farm, especially if he micros him, he can deny with
So
them.
he is going for that heavy ward build. He does have 2 in the Toxin, 1 in the others. So, I mean, right now, we do see the solo Slither. Typically, in the past, it would just be level up your nukes and your toxicity, don't go for the wards. But now, even solo, looks like wards are winning out on the choice of Slither when he is played in a semi-carry capacity. And really, there doesn't seem to be any complaints to that. Now, is it really... I mean, the ranged advantage as well, I mean, it's a short range, but it's still a range over Pharaoh. You think that's keeping him at bay? I mean, Pharaoh's not being nearly as aggressive. He's not really going up for the mummy wall, hellfire combos. He just seems to be throwing out snot rockets at this point and just leaving it at that. So, I mean, expected, not expected, what could they do different here?
I think Pharaoh can't really do too much different, really. It's just Slither itself outclassing his opponent. Until Pharaoh gets 6, he can't do anything. He could gank him at 6 easily. I don't see Slither being able to live from it.
Okay. So we'll have to keep a quick eye on that. Now, first blood predictions, folks, before it happens. Where do you think it's going to be, BDiz?
I think it's going to be somewhere on bottom. But I think Legion's actually going to get it. With Plague Riders Extinguished, they are out-leveling the Hellborn right now, and also Sage's lore, they're really just keeping the supports at low health and low mana. So I think they'll be able to possibly pick off Glacius somewhat soon.
So, speaking of this bottom lane, where is Moraxis? He's up top. Was he forced out of lane, or is he shopping? What's the deal? He's just, seems to be sitting there at this point.
Yeah, he was forced out of lane. Go ahead.
He was forced out of lane. When he went back to pop his health potion, Sandwraith actually got a really nice dagger that interrupted almost instantly.
Alright, well, that aside, it does look like this Vindicator really caught out of position. Moraxis is going to grab that first kill just in time because it does look like that Glacius was indeed the first kill for the Legion, but it was not the Bloodlust. It looks like we're also going to be grabbing that Hellbringer, but a double tap coming, not a double tap for Fresh Pro, sorry, double tap for that Plague Rider. So 2 kills to go to the grave with, and now Sandwraith is on the retreat, but there's a Vindicator already back. As level 3, 15 or so seconds of respawn time, he's back. Moraxis is totally out of mana, but it does look like he wants to go for a Chalice soon. So I heard someone do a sharp intake of breath. What's going on?
Bubbles actually might die to Soulstealer mid lane. It's very, very low. Has no boots. Soulstealer does have boots, though.
It was close, it was quick, it was close, but no, Bubbles was able to get out just out of range of that last Demon Hand, and a free rune for Soulstealer, so he's going to go back to doing a little bit of farming. Glacius is coming back down south, but we do have the Plague Rider, as he has returned. Hellbringer is also back. Moraxis is back up at town, but with 2 kills, sorry, a kill and an assist under his belt. He does indeed have that Chalice now. And what else is going on? Soulstealer, as I said, free farm in the mid, and Pharaoh is kind of just holding his own against this Slither up top. So, I mean, BDiz, you were close with the Bloodlust kill, just off by about less than a second. Okay, well, to talk about another kill, Plague Rider is definitely going to get caught out. There's our first SmackDown. Oh yeah, who won the SmackDown bet last game? I don't think anyone, because the game ended so quickly. But there's our first SmackDown for Moraxis. So now that we know, we got this revitalized MSI team. They're playing very offensively. We're up to 5 kills in 7 minutes. How many SmackDowns is Fresh Pro going to get this game, folks? BDiz.
I have to be a little more conservative this time. can go with 5.
Well, I'll tell you who's not conservative this Sandwraith. He's going to tick down another kill for Fresh Pro. Not a smackdown, but just another kill. And so, Asway, what do you think for this round for the smackdown count?
I want to say 3 or 4. Yeah, I'll go 3. I don't see the game going on much longer, to be honest.
That was a great Soul Stealer kill in the middle. Bubble